Have you ever looked around and wondered how some people seem to move forward financially while others stay stuck for years? What's strange is that many of the people who struggle with money aren't lazy. They're not irresponsible. And they're definitely not stupid. In fact, many work incredibly hard. They wake up early, work long hours, take care of their families, pay their bills, and still somehow feel like they're running in place. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of people are doing everything they were told to do, yet they're not getting the financial results they expected. The reason often isn't income, it's habits. Because money isn't just about how much you earn, it's also about what you repeatedly do with what you earn. And today, we're going to look at the first few habits that quietly keep many middle-class families from building wealth. The first habit is surprisingly common, and most people don't even realize they're doing it. Habit number 1, spending raises before you receive them. Imagine getting a raise at work. You feel excited. You worked hard for it. You deserve it. But before the extra money even arrives, you've already started planning where it will go. Maybe a newer car, a nicer apartment, more shopping, more subscriptions, more monthly payments. The raise comes. But somehow, life doesn't feel any easier. Why? Because every extra dollar has already been assigned to a new expense. This is one of the biggest reasons people earn more over time but never feel richer. Their income grows, but their lifestyle grows at the same speed, and the gap between income and expenses never gets larger. One of the simplest wealth-building habits is this. The next time you get a raise, don't spend all of it. Keep part of it. Save part of it. Invest part of it. Even setting aside a portion can make a huge difference over the years. Now let's talk about another habit that's become incredibly normal. In fact, it's so normal that people rarely question it. Habit number 2, buying things to impress people. Most people would never admit they're trying to impress others, but advertisers understand something about human psychology. People don't just buy products, they buy status. Think about it. How many purchases are made because we truly need something? And how many are made because we want to feel successful? The expensive car, the newest phone, the designer brand, the luxury item everyone else seems to have. There's nothing wrong with enjoying nice things. The problem starts when appearances become more important than financial security, because the truth is simple. Looking wealthy and being wealthy are not the same thing. Some people drive expensive cars while worrying about bills every month. Others drive ordinary cars while quietly building investments and financial freedom. One looks rich, the other is becoming rich. And that's a very important difference. The question to ask yourself before any major purchase is, am I buying this because it improves my life? Or because I want someone else to notice it? That single question can save thousands of dollars over a lifetime. Now here's the third habit. And this one is sneaky, because it feels harmless in the moment. But over time, it can quietly drain enormous amounts of money. Habit number 3, ignoring small daily expenses. Most people don't go broke from one huge purchase. They go broke from hundreds of small ones. A coffee here, a delivery fee there, an unused subscription, an impulse purchase, a convenience expense. None of them seem important by themselves, and that's exactly why they're dangerous. Because small leaks sink big ships. When you stop paying attention to small expenses, money starts disappearing without you noticing, and at the end of the month, you're left wondering where it all went. The goal isn't to stop enjoying life. The goal is awareness, because when you know where your money is going, you gain control. And control is where financial progress begins. But the next habit may be the most damaging one yet, because it keeps people trapped for years without realizing it, and it has nothing to do with how much money they make. So far, we've talked about spending raises too quickly, buying things to impress others, and ignoring small daily expenses. those habits can definitely slow down financial progress. But the next two habits are even more dangerous because they don't just slow you down. They can keep you stuck in exactly the same place for years. Let's start with one that affects millions of people. Habit number 4, never investing because you're waiting for the perfect time. Have you ever said something like this? I'll start investing when I make more money. I'll start next year. I'll start after I pay off a few things. I'll start when the economy improves. At first, those reasons sound reasonable. But here's the problem. There is always a reason to wait. Always. When the market is down, people wait because they're scared. When the market is up, people wait because they think it's too expensive. When life is busy, they wait. When life is stressful, they wait. And before they know it, 5 years have passed, then 10 years, then 20. The truth is that building wealth usually isn't about finding the perfect moment. It's about starting before you feel completely ready. Think of it like planting a tree. The best time to plant it may have been years ago. The second best time is today. Many people underestimate how powerful time can be. A person who starts small but starts early often ends up ahead of someone who waits years trying to be perfect. The lesson here isn't to rush into investments without learning. The lesson is to stop waiting forever. Because time is one of the most valuable assets you'll ever have. And once it's gone, you can't buy it back. Now let's talk about another habit that quietly hurts financial growth. Habit number 5, using debt to fund a lifestyle. Debt can be useful in certain situations, but many people aren't using debt to build assets. They're using debt to buy things that lose value. And that's where problems begin. Imagine buying something you can't comfortably afford. Instead of saving for it, you finance it. The monthly payment feels manageable. So you do it again, and again, and again. Eventually, your future income starts getting spent before you even earn it. Think about that. Every month, part of your paycheck already belongs to yesterday's decisions. And the more payments you add, the less flexibility you have. This is why financial stress often has less to do with income and more to do with obligations. 2 people can earn the same salary, but the one with fewer monthly commitments often feels far more financially secure. One important question to ask before taking on debt is, will this purchase make my future easier or harder? That question alone can prevent a lot of financial mistakes. Now here's something interesting. Most people think wealth is built through huge opportunities, a lucky investment, a business breakthrough, a massive promotion. And while those things can help, real wealth is usually built much more quietly than that. It's often built through consistent decisions, the kind nobody posts about online, the kind nobody celebrates, the kind that look boring in the moment. Saving regularly, investing regularly, avoiding unnecessary debt, living slightly below your means. Those habits aren't exciting, but over time, they can completely change a person's financial future. And that leads us to another habit that may be the most expensive of them all. Not because it costs money today, but because it costs opportunities tomorrow. And most people don't even realize they're doing it. We've already talked about 5 habits that quietly hold people back financially. But the final 2 habits may be the most important of all, because they affect almost every financial decision you make. And if you can fix these 2 habits, many of the others become easier to fix as well. Let's start with habit number 6. Habit number 6, never learning about money. This one surprises a lot of people. Most of us spend years learning subjects in school: math, science, history, language, but very few people ever receive a real education about money. We're expected to earn it, spend it, save it, invest it, and somehow figure everything out along the way. As a result, Many adults spend years working hard without fully understanding how money works. They know how to earn income, but they don't know much about investing. They don't understand compound growth. They don't understand assets versus liabilities. They don't understand how wealth is built over decades. And here's the scary part. The cost of financial ignorance is invisible. You don't get a bill in the mail. Nobody sends you an invoice. But the cost shows up in missed opportunities, poor decisions, unnecessary debt, and years of lost financial growth. Now here's the good news. You don't need a finance degree. You don't need to become a stock market expert. You don't need to spend hours every day studying money. Even learning a little bit each week can completely change your future. One book, one podcast, one educational video, one lesson at a time. Small knowledge gains can create massive financial results over the years because every financial decision becomes slightly better, and better decisions create better outcomes. Think about it this way. The average person spends thousands of hours working for money. Doesn't it make sense to spend a few hours learning how to manage it? Now let's talk about the final habit. And honestly, this may be the habit that connects everything we've discussed today. Habit number 7, thinking short term instead of long term. This habit is everywhere. We live in a world that rewards immediate gratification, fast delivery, instant entertainment, quick results. Everything is designed to make us focus on today. But wealth is built by people who think beyond today. Let's imagine two people. The first person asks, "What will make me happy this weekend?" The second person asks, "What will improve my life 5 years from now?" Neither question is wrong, but one creates a very different future. The challenge is that short-term decisions usually feel better in the moment. Buying something now feels good. Saving the money often feels boring. Spending creates excitement today. Investing creates rewards years later. That's why building wealth requires patience. And patience is becoming increasingly rare. The people who build strong financial lives understand something important. They know that today's decisions are creating tomorrow's reality. Every dollar has a direction. Every choice matters. Every habit compounds. And over time, those small choices create dramatically different outcomes. That's why two people with similar incomes can end up living completely different lives. One focuses mostly on the present. The other balances the present with the future. And that difference grows larger every year. Now let's bring everything together. Today we talked about 7 habits. Spending raises before receiving them. Buying things to impress others. Ignoring small daily expenses. Waiting forever to start investing. Using debt to fund a lifestyle. Never learning about money. And thinking only in the short term. None of these habits will destroy your finances overnight. That's what makes them dangerous. They're small. They're common. And they seem harmless at first. But over years and decades, they can quietly steal opportunities, freedom, and financial security. The good news is that habits work both ways. Just as small bad habits can create problems, small good habits can create wealth. You don't have to change everything today. You don't need a perfect budget. You don't need to become rich overnight. You simply need to start making slightly better decisions, one step at a time, one habit at a time, 1 month at a time. Because financial success is rarely about one big breakthrough. It's usually about hundreds of small decisions repeated consistently. And here's the lesson I hope you remember after this video ends. Wealth is not built by earning the most money. It's built by keeping more of what you earn, making smarter decisions, and giving your money time to grow. That's how ordinary people create extraordinary financial futures. So ask yourself this question. Which of these 7 habits is costing me the most right now? Because identifying the problem is often the first step toward solving it. Thank you for watching MoneyWise Stories. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more practical lessons about money, financial freedom, investing,